The first card you have for your past is the Sun. Fantastic card. I love this card, obviously. This is one of the happiest cards. I'm getting this feeling of you finally seeing someone. It's like a breakthrough, because this little child's kind of breaking through this wall on this horse. So there's a breakthrough. It's like you really, really wanted to see someone, and then you finally got to see them. I think, you're really happy, you were really relieved that you got to see whoever this was. But maybe it didn't happen in exactly the way that you wanted, but it was kind of mostly fine. It was very good. It was very exciting. It was all, pretty much kind of 85%, 90% fine, which is pretty good. Nothing's ever perfect. I think, the time that you spent with this person was really good. You really had a good time with them. I think it might have been a little bit hurried or something like that. I think they might have had to share their time between you and some other people, maybe. Because, this is a really difficult time of year for people. Sometimes people run around trying to see everyone. But yes, there was some kind of feeling around this. There was a feeling of relief, first of all, to be able to see them. And passion as well. I'm seeing passion with this beautiful red banner. So, yeah, this was obviously a love connection I'm seeing. And they were really, really happy to be around you as well. I can see that very clearly. But they might have been a little bit preoccupied. They might have been a bit distracted. I'm seeing that, yeah, they probably had a lot on their mind, a lot of work problems, other problems, all of that kind of thing. I can see that they'd taken a break. They'd taken a kind of a physical break from all of those things, like they were away from work and all of that. It was just a small break, but they'd taken a break, and they might still be doing that. But they still had all of these things on their mind. So I'm not seeing any of these problems were centered around you, or that you were any of their, or the cause of any of their problems. I'm trying to say you weren't at all. So try not to feel secure. That makes no. Try not to feel insecure. Try not to feel insecure. Not try not to feel secure. I'm crazy. I am crazy. Yeah. So try not to feel as if you're kind of. Try not to feel as if they think that anything is wrong with you, or that that doesn't make any sense either. I'm making no sense. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to tell you is that you were feeling a little bit insecure because they were so preoccupied, and their head was kind of all over the place, worrying about all the problems, having to see all these other people, all of that kind of thing. They wanted to spend time with you, but they couldn't really do that. And their heads were full of other things as well, other problems. So if you felt secure at any time, I did it again. If you felt insecure at any time around this person, there was no need for you to be. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope that made better sense. Because, if you look at this card and you look at the sunflowers on this card, sunflowers show their faces to the sun. When they're growing, their faces are facing the sun. These sunflowers aren't facing the sun. They're not pointing up to the sun in this card. They're pointing at you. They're facing you. So, this person had a lot on their mind. They probably still do have a lot on their mind, but you represent the sun to them. They're facing you. They want to face toward you. You represent positivity to them. So if this resonates, you don't have any reason at all to feel insecure around them at all. You really don't. So if you are still worrying about that and thinking about that, don't feel like that. They do love you. They do care about you. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your past is the Moon. So yes, insecurity. This card can be about that, definitely. The Moon can be about, the subconscious. It can be about moods. It can be about nightmares, all of that kind of thing. It can be positive as well sometimes. It can be about coming out of a bad time. It can be about looking over your life and kind of coming to a realization and then moving from that, forwards from that. I think at this time, I think you are happy to be with them. I can see that, but I think your moods could have been fluctuating a bit, going up and down a bit. I think your moods were changing, and I think that was because you were picking up on a lot of their energy. I'm just seeing that 1 minute you felt fine. This is when you're around this person, and you felt relaxed some of the time, and then something would happen, or, you know, like they'd have to either spend time somewhere else or their mind would be somewhere else and they couldn't give you attention. Maybe there were times when they're even a little bit short or a bit snappy with you, answering you quickly, like yes, no, in a kind of a snappy way like that. Not in an extreme way. I'm not seeing any real anger. I'm not seeing any violence. I'm not seeing anything like that. But, you know, the moon on this card is in layers. If you look at this moon, you can see a sun, you can see a crescent moon, and you can see a kind of a sad face above that. Some people see this as a sleeping face, which it can be sometimes if this is about dreams and delusions and all of that. But I think this is about I can see a sad face in this right now. And I think, yeah, so that's why you're a bit insecure. You're kind of feeling a bit 1 minute okay, and then 1 minute not, and then kind of really up and down. So I think, you know, you were generally happy. That's what's underpinning all of that. You're happy to see them. It was genuine, generally a happier time. But you still had this kind of insecure thing going on while you're with them at the same time, on top of that as well, if that all makes sense with you. I hope it does. So again, you know, I'm not seeing any reason for you to feel insecure. But, you know, it is understandable. I think when someone's when you have spent time away from someone and then you see them again, you're so excited to be with them, and they're kind of not all there mentally. I don't mean not all there mentally in that way. I mean that when they're kind of not with you all the time, when their mind's on other things, you can start to feel a little bit insecure. That's like, what's wrong with me? Why don't they want to engage with me? Why aren't they listening to me properly? Why aren't they interested in me as much as they should be? You start to kind of question yourself. And I think that's what you're doing. But again, there was no reason for you to do that. I keep on seeing that. So because I keep on seeing that, I think I need to keep on telling you that. And I think also the reason that I messed up that word, I kept on saying secure instead of insecure. I think it was trying to make you think about that word, if you see what I mean. I hope that makes sense to you. The next card you have for your past is or the last card you have is the King of Wands. I think this card might have been in your last reading, actually. I think it was. You know, again, this is trying to tell you, this message is that they wanted to be more available to you. It wasn't as if they wanted to avoid you. It wasn't as if they wanted to be with other people, or that they wanted to kind of be thinking about all these other problems and not talk to you properly, or not kind of engage with you properly. It wasn't what they wanted. They wanted to be with you. They wanted to come towards you. They wanted to get up and go. If you look at this king, he wants to get up. He wants to move. He's got his kind of wand, which is like a walking stick. What's wrong with me today? So he wants to get up and go, but he's not quite ready to do that. Something's stopping him. So that's what was happening with this person, that they wanted to come towards you. They wanted to give you their full attention, but other things were holding them back, and they didn't want those things to be holding them back. It was just for practical reasons that they couldn't give you all of their time. That's what I'm seeing. And they didn't have a lot of mental energy around them either. They had a lot inside their heads. The other thing I'm seeing here is they might have also felt a little bit protective towards you. So you might have been going through something where you needed their help or their protection. I'm seeing that as well. And I think they were trying to protect you as well as they could at this time. But maybe they felt a little bit like they were failing because they couldn't quite give you all of that protection and help that you needed. But the intention was there. I keep on seeing that the intention was there. They wanted to help you. They wanted to protect you. They wanted to be there for you. That's what I'm seeing. So the first card you have for your present is the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, you're very content at this time, and I think that that's because you were very, very organized, and you still are. And I think this is around work. I think that you might have, I think that you're content, and you're looking forward to more contentedness. It's something that you're looking forward to at this time. That's what I'm seeing, because I'm seeing that you are working. You're putting a lot of effort into work at this time so that you can be you can have an easier life later, so that you can be a little bit more like the woman on this card who seems to kind of be having an easier life, kind of sitting around in her garden, not doing very much. So it's not that you want to not do much, but it's like you're trying to get everything done now so that you can kind of relax later. It's that kind of thing. And yeah, you're an efficient person, and I think you might have set up some kind of system for yourself that you know works, where you kind of use it to motivate yourself to get things done in a kind of a set system. It might be that, you know, you're more alert in the mornings, so you do a lot of your thinking work in the mornings, and then in the afternoon you kind of cross off your to-do list. It might be something like that. And I think it took you a long time to set up these systems and to get to this stage where you're a lot more kind of accomplished. That's what I'm seeing. You trained yourself quite a lot to get to this stage. You went through a lot of trial and error and sorting things out to get you to this stage where you're more efficient. You know, if you look at this card, this woman's holding a falcon, and falcons take a lot of time and effort to train. They're trained to go and hunt things. They're trained to go and do things for people, or they were at this time. In the early Renaissance, there definitely were. And there were different levels of falcons depending on whether you were a knight or whether you were a king or whether you were a queen or whatever. You had a different kind of level of falcon as a pet, and only very wealthy people could have the very best and most beautiful ones and the most kind of accurate ones, the ones that could go and find whatever they wanted to go and hunt for. Anyway, I'm going off on another road, sorry about that. But yes, they take a long time to train. So it took you a long time to get to where you are at this time. And it looks like this woman's just standing around being a bit lazy in her garden, but we don't know what it took for her to get there. It probably took her a lot of work. It probably took her a lot of patience, a lot of experience, a lot of time to get her to where she is. And I'm seeing that because I think there might be someone around you who, maybe even more than one person, who kind of imagines that you have an easy life, because I am seeing someone who's actually saying to you, oh, it's okay for you, that kind of thing. Oh, it's okay for you. You don't have to worry about this, and you've just had things handed to you. It's that kind of thing that I think someone's saying to you. This is just some kind of jealous kind of thing, and I think they just don't see the work that you've put in. And I think, you know, if they were prepared to put the same work into whatever they're doing, they'd get a good result too, but they don't do that. They just kind of come and fire at you. And they just don't realise the work that goes into what you do. That's what I'm seeing. You know, usually the things that look the easiest have the most work behind them, actually. I mean, if you look at something like, you know, Olympic level ice skating or something like that, it looks so easy. I mean, you see people gliding around and it looks fine. It looks like they're just gliding around in circles. But there's so much work that went into that. I mean, they probably woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning in the freezing cold, and they went there and they trained and they exercised and they did all these things all day, all night, and they probably had injuries. They probably had to rehearse over and over and over and over again. And so when you see their final performance, it doesn't look like they did all of that. And, you know, they put the work in to make it look easy. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm using that example. And I think this person might see you sitting back in the time that you're able to do that, maybe in the holiday time or something. And they say, well, you've got everything you want. You've got this and you've got that. But they haven't seen all the work that you put in beforehand. That's what I'm seeing. And you know that. So, you know, just try to ignore this person. I think they're trying to kind of put these little digs in at you, trying to get you to say something, trying to get you to defend yourself. You don't have to defend yourself. You really do not. And instead of spending their time having a go at people, they really should spend their time thinking about why they're not happy with themselves. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your present is the Ten of Cups. So yes, maybe that's why you were trying to get everything really finished really, really quickly. I think you were trying to finish things off at work or finish things off in your business or whatever, so that you'd have time to be around family, friends, loved ones, all of that kind of thing. And that makes sense at this kind of year, obviously. So I'm getting this feeling that you'd rather spend time with people who you really, really can totally relax with at this time of year. Because I think at one time in your past, at this kind of time of year, you might have wanted to go to lots of parties, go to lots of things, and you'd kind of say yes to everything you were invited to. And I think now you just want to be around people who you're totally comfortable around, relaxed around. And I'm seeing that, I am seeing some family around you, but only a very small, select group of people. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm getting the sense of just wanting to feel more content this year, with the Nine of Pentacles, which can mean contentment, and the Ten of Cups as well together underneath that. So, you really crave that kind of contentedness, I think, a lot more than you have in the past. I think in the past, you might have been to these parties and things to say, oh, look how busy I am, look how popular I am, look at all of that. But really deep down, I don't think you're really all that happy with everything, with some things, but not with everything. And I think now you're just determined to not run around after people, not try to please people, not worry about what people think of you. You're just not ready. You just don't want to kind of deal with any of that anymore. That's what I'm seeing. And I think it's been a tiring year for you as well. So you just want to rest now, really. And that's what you're going to do. I think you're really going to use this time, this holiday time, to just only be around people that you feel really comfortable and relaxed around. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have, your present, is the Devil. Yes, horrible card. So yeah, you are visiting some family, I'm seeing, some people, but I think there might be someone, and I think this person who's a family member, I think you're going to be avoiding this person. I think you will be determined, actually, to avoid this person. This is the sort of person who you have to be very, very determined not to be around. That's what I'm seeing. I think there might be some other people around them, probably some other family members. They might still be stuck to this person, feeling kind of obliged to be around them or something like that. I'm actually seeing one specific person saying something like, oh, I have to love them, which is a really strange thing to say. It's like, I have to love them. I'm supposed to love them. I'm supposed to be around them. And yeah, nobody has to love anyone. I mean, yes, you can show people a certain amount of respect. You can see people kind of out of duty, which is very sad, but I mean, that does happen sometimes. But you don't have to love anyone. You really don't, especially if they've been very hurtful, especially if they've been very cruel to you. You don't have to. I think there's a lot of guilt around this. I think some people around this person feel very guilty. They feel that they have to be around them and they have to spend time with them, especially at this time of year. So obviously the poor people on this card are chained to this horrible devil. But the devil's legs are forming a heart shape. So there's a feeling of not love, but neediness. Maybe this devil person is kind of putting a lot of guilt onto people, being a bit needy, and I think they might feel as if they need someone and someone feels as if they need them. It's kind of this thing where they're attached and they can't get away. It's that kind of thing. There's a lot of guilt as well, a lot of guilt around this, a lot. And I think this person, and to a lesser extent other people as well, feel that they should want to be around them. They should want to be around them. They might be worried about what other people think of them if they're not around this person, if that all makes sense with you. I think the feeling that they should do something, they should be with this person even though they don't want to be, I think that's what's driving them. And also what other people would say. They might say, oh, how could you not spend time with this person? How could you not do that? They're your relative, they're your sister, they're your brother, they're your uncle or whatever. That's horrible. You should want to be with them. But what if that person behaves really terribly? What if they're really nasty to you? What if there's something horrible? What if they're like racist or anything horrible? I mean, and they keep on saying horrible things. I mean, you don't want to be around someone like that, and you shouldn't have to be if it offends you, if it hurts you. So really, no, you shouldn't have to be around anyone. And some people have fantastic relationships with all of their family members, and they can't imagine what it's like to be in the position where you don't. And so, that's why a lot of people say that, because they just don't, they haven't experienced themselves. So, don't be obliged, and you're not, I think you're not. I can see that you're very determined to be away from that person, but I think there are some other people around them who still feel like that. They still feel very guilty about not being around them, and they feel that they should be, with them, and so they're kind of chained to them. That's what I'm seeing. So yes, the first card you have for your future is the Eight of Wands. So yeah, this is the card of pure action, super action. I'm seeing a lot of communication, and I think this is communication that's going to be happening between you and this love connection that I'm seeing in the Sun card. So this is going to be beautiful, very, very positive. And, I think, I don't know if I've seen this before, but you might be long distance. You might be in a long distance relationship, or it might be that you're just far away from them for some reason. Because I've seen you traveling to see them, or them traveling to see you in the Sun card, and then kind of seeing less of them again after that. So I don't know if that resonates with you or not, but that's what I'm seeing. So yeah, you're getting a lot of text messages from them, or whatever kind of messaging you use, and you're kind of messaging them back as well. A lot of messages, a lot of fast communication, and also a lot of thoughtful communication. I think they're really at this time realizing how they really should be stepping up. They should really give you a lot of thought, a lot of attention, a lot of very, very thoughtful, very, very caring, loving communication. I'm seeing a lot of that happening. And again, I'm seeing a little bit of insecurity around you, and this could be because this is a long distance relationship that can make people quite insecure sometimes if they already feel like that, because obviously if you're not around someone all the time, you can start to wonder, oh, who are they with? What are they doing? Especially if they're not kind of haven't spoken to you for a while. That can happen. And that's not, I don't have anything at all against long distance relationships at all. A lot of people do. A lot of people say some quite discouraging things about this kind of a relationship. Sometimes people even say, oh, that's not a real relationship. I don't agree with that. I think that can be a real, sometimes they aren't. Obviously, if you just met someone online and you've never met them, obviously that's not, to me, not a proper relationship until you actually have at least met this person. But the heart loves who it loves. The heart loves who it loves, whether they're far away, whether they're older, whether they're younger, whether they're from a different background, whether they're tall, short, fat, thin, anything. The heart loves who it loves. That's what I'm seeing. And, there are no guarantees in a relationship that people are going to stay together. People can say, oh, long distance, that will never last. But I disagree with that, because there are a lot of more conventional relationships where it doesn't last. Loads of them. Every day, people are breaking up all day, every day in conventional relationships where it has not lasted. So again, I don't know whether you're in that kind of a relationship, but I am seeing that you might have been apart, then together, and then apart again for some reason. And but I just think, they've realized when they've separated from you the second time that they really, really do miss you. They really do want to up that communication with you, and they want to have very meaningful communication with you as well. And that's what I'm seeing happening in this card. It's really, really beautiful. So the next card you have for your future is Death. Yes. So yeah, it might be that you completely distance yourself from this person in the Devil card at this time. You might just completely decide. You might have been wavering. You might have been thinking, oh, maybe I'll see them a bit. I'll try and distance myself. But yeah, people are asking me to see them, and they're asking me why I'm not. And they're kind of, I don't know, what should I do? But I think at this time with the Death card, you're definitely realizing that you really should distance yourself. You might even decide not to contact them or see them ever again. You might completely get away from them entirely. Obviously, something that they're saying or they're doing has you wanting to make these extreme measures. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing someone who might still be trying to encourage you to see them or talk to them, but I think, you probably are not going to do that. You're not going to see them again. And I think maybe for your own emotional strength, and maybe even for your own mental health, it might be that serious. You're right to distance yourself from this person if that's what you're doing. And, the death card's final. That's why I'm seeing that you're probably going to either cut them off or do something permanently to kind of sever that connection with them. And, it's about leaving things behind, this card, but it's also about moving forward, new beginnings. And I think this person's always held you back to some extent. Probably indirectly. It's just like I'm getting this feeling of, when you do visit them, when you do see them, you come away feeling a lot worse than when you've kind of arrived. You always kind of arrive there thinking, oh, maybe this time will be different. I'll try and kind of not say much to them, or I'll be nice, or I'll try and do this time or that this time. But you always go away feeling a lot worse. And really, it's not worth it anymore. And I think that's what you're realizing. So, yeah, I think also a lot of these people, or some of these people who are kind of chained to this person, would secretly like to do that themselves. I think they'd like to kind of cut themselves off as well, but they're not doing that. I don't think they're strong enough to do that. They might eventually do that, but at this time they're still not strong enough to do that. That's what I'm seeing. So the last card you have for your future is the Lovers, which is beautiful as well. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of positivity in this card as well. Beautiful. Yeah, this can be about a lot of different things. It can be about decisions, love, obviously, being blessed, a lot of different things. Yes, I don't see this very often in this card, but I'm seeing it here. I think this might be the right person for you. I think this person in the Sun card might be the person for you, if this is all resonating with you. I'm seeing the love between you and this person, and it's really growing. It's really growing. It's getting stronger. It's being blessed by this beautiful angel. It's deepening. And just look at this card. What's on the top of this card? A sun. There's another sun. So that's another sign of the way that this person sees you. And it's reflecting the Sun card. They see you as the sun. They see you as positivity. They see you as someone who they want to turn their face toward, like these sunflowers in the Sun card. They want to look at you. They want to be with you. They want to focus on you, like this man is looking at this woman in this card. This is what they want to do. They want to be focused on you. This is really, really beautiful. So I really, really hope this resonates with you. This is very, very, very beautiful, very positive.